Alright guys, good morning. I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to introduce you guys the guys from Curious Cacti, Jake and Amy. They're waiting for me just in front of their greenhouses. Guys, please just introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jack, and
I'm Alanna.
Hi.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
So guys, let's go and let's start to talk about some cactuses over here. Thank you. Look at that. Oh my god.
this is greenhouse number one.
Greenhouse number one.
Number one.
So Jake, please, can you just share with me, like, how did your Curious Cacti business started?
So it started in this greenhouse. This is where my collection first started, before I met Alanna. Actually, I filled this one up first. So these are a lot of my original collection. And then it expanded out to the second greenhouse, and then the third greenhouse is when we created Curious Cacti. And we started selling online through our website and through our markets as well.
Okay, how long was that?
From the very start?
Yes.
About 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, so I've been collecting for 8 years.
For 8
It's
years.
only within the last 8 months that we started selling.
Yeah, start of the year, yeah.
Okay, so what was the reason that you guys started, or what was the reason you started?
I had a few on the windowsill, and and then this was a derelict greenhouse in our back garden.
Okay.
So I decided to clear it up, get rid of all the cobwebs and all the weeds growing inside of it, and brought them outside. Had one bench, filled up the bench, made another one, and then I bought the second greenhouse because this one was overflowing.
Overflowing. Yeah.
as it is now.
Yeah.
And then
Usually that's what happens when slowly you're getting into this collecting cactuses business, right?
yeah, you end up just getting
More and more.
Then
Yeah.
it becomes a little bit of an obsession.
Yeah.
Or an addiction. I sort of dragged you into it, didn't I?
Yeah.
But you've ended up loving them as much
Yes.
as I did. So,
Yes.
so
So where shall we start? Because basically, guys, I don't know how to say this, but there's so many cactuses here, so many plants here that I want to show you guys, and obviously I'm gonna try to do my best, but please just pick one and tell the story behind it.
should we go for the stenocactus?
Yeah.
It's the biggest stenocactus I've ever seen, and that was the whole reason that I bought it. As you can see on the top, this section here is where my fingers are, the new growth. That there is since I've had it. It flowers only about once a year, but originally I bought it at a plant sale where somebody didn't really want it, didn't really have much interest in it, and I think it was only about 10 or 15 quid, which is an absolute
10 or
steal.
15 quid.
Yeah.
So how big is this?
It's about 2 or 1.5 foot.
Yeah,
I'd say.
so this is insane. So I never seen this big before. Never seen. And it's still, look at that, it's so beautiful, healthy. Look at that. Look at the texture.
Yeah, I love the really grey spines
Look
against
at
the
it. Yes.
green
Yeah.
background.
So strong. How old is it? What do you think?
I reckon it's probably 10, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Around there. So not crazy old.
Yeah.
Um,
And still growing.
yeah. Whereas if we go down to here, this is a mammillaria. Oh, I can't remember what it does say on the label, but I can't read it from here.
Rich. There you go.
Whatever one of those is, I'm not good at reading upside down. But this one I actually swapped with.
Cetralifera? Is it? Am I
Oh, yeah,
pronouncing it
must be.
right?
Yeah. That's 50 years old.
Yeah.
And I swapped that with Big Cactus Rescue. Shout out to Big Cactus Rescue.
Yeah.
I took him a massive chunk of Trichocereus. And he gave me a tour of his greenhouse, which was really kind. So definitely a big shout out to Martin at Big Cactus Rescue. But it's lovely, and it does little small purple flowers. For scale, it's probably about, what do you reckon, another 1.5 foot across?
Yeah.
About a foot tall.
I'm just gonna put my hands next to it so people can see actually how big is it. It's a huge baby.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And all the
it's
pink
massive,
flowers come from the-
massive. Imagine this full of flower.
Yeah. But you can see the spent ones, all these little blobs are spent ones, because it has already flowered this year. It might do a second round, but it just depends. I think if it's too hot, it doesn't like to flower. If it's too cold, it doesn't like to flower. So it's got to be just the right temperature.
So you told me, oh guys, I just want to show you guys something.
That's
Can I?
There's,
Can
yeah,
I?
please.
Do
Yeah,
you
there's just
mind?
loads of cobwebs on.
Yeah, so just comparing. That's a baby. That's a big baby. Big brother. So can you just tell me about rescuing? So do you like to rescue, or do you do any rescuing, like taking cactuses, neglected cactuses in from other people?
Yeah. So even so, as collectors, we love to adopt cacti, or on behalf of Curious Cacti, we will buy plants off of people to resell, and we make it clear to them that it's with the intent to resell. Because some people, can get a little bit upset if they find their plant on your website. But so this is why we specifically outline, if you've got plants that you want to sell to us, we will tell you whether it's going to go in our collection or for sale.
Exactly.
And then you can make the call of whether you want to sell it to us or not. So, but talking about rescues, this I think it's, I don't know what that is actually. I was going to say Cactus. It didn't come with a label, but this originally came from a nursery that does not specialise in cacti at all. It's in a bit of a big pot, but
it's a Cacti.
Do you think it is?
Yeah.
But it's too heavy to move, so it's going to stay there for quite a while.
Well, forever maybe.
Yeah.
Just.
But that I actually found in a load of brambles up against the side of their greenhouse. It was covered in sort of like spiky and thistle and stuff like that. And I dug it out and I said to him, "Oh, how much do you want for it?" And he said 20 quid. So I bit his arm off for that one.
That's insane.
And this big mammillaria, this was also part of that as well. He sold me that one for £20.
Can you guys see this? £20. This £20. This is insane.
I don't know if I've got.
And can you tell me about this one?
Oh yeah, so this is from.
Look at that, guys.
This is from a private collection in near Birmingham. The guy just wanted to get rid of it, but I love the way it sort of crawls. And some people think that this is all dead.
Yeah.
But actually, the reason that it's black is the corking.
Yeah.
On the oldest part of the plants, and it does this. It's just like a tree. How it start off its life nice and green, and then it will go all woody, and that's what corking is, and that's what it's done here. And then
so this one, how much was it?
I think that was about 20 quid as well.
So can you guys see this? This was 20 quid. Look at that.
But it has grown. It's grown at least, I'd say, 4 inches in the time that I've had it. So
4 inches, guys.
Yeah. Some Capia-poas, some Tephro-cactus, Mammillarias, few Astrophytum. Oh, you pointed that one out earlier, didn't you? This sort of Japanese hybrid on the end. It's got some really gnarly rib definition. But right next to it, this is a good show that things die.
Yeah.
This one here. We, even as collectors, as sellers, things die, and it's a learning curve whenever anything dies.
Oh yeah.
But you just have to sort of move on and learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, of course. And so, you guys, you started 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, since 8 years, how much did you learn? How much did you manage to learn about cactuses?
Oh, a lot, because it's all about. I've changed my soil mix 3 times over 8 years. Going from sort of this is one of my first mixes here. It starts off with perlite and sort of just compost, so not very free draining at all.
Yeah.
And then we move on to something more. This is my up-to-date mix, which is incredibly gritty. So if you look at the difference between the two, you can see that this is one of my learning curves, that this, although this is still in it, this does rot plants.
Yes.
Because it holds on to too much water, whereas this is what they really need. But I've got too many to repot, otherwise I would have repotted all of them into my mix.
And we can say that every single time when we go into a plant shop or a nursery, we can say that people are keeping cactuses in a type of soil that keeps the water too much.
That's
isn't
right.
it?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
right? So and how many times did it happen with you guys that you guys went to a plant shop and bought a cacti and you found out that it's rot?
Oh yeah, so it does happen, but
Yeah,
we always advise people to pull them out of any bad soil and change them immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah. A little plug: we do sell this soil on Curious Cacti. It's
Yeah,
not
guys.
it's not too expensive either. It's UK only. What is it? £4 a bag?
$3.99 at the minute.
£3.99.
Well, I'm going to put the link down below, guys, so you guys can find it, and obviously the link just over here. So just go and purchase it. I already had one, so I tried it, and it's amazing.
But
It's amazing.
most of our competitors are at least double, aren't they?
Yeah, we try and make sure everything's reasonable price so everyone can do everything.
Yeah,
to
get
their own
into cacti.
budget.
Yeah.
And you mentioned as well to me, which is very unique, and I think you guys may be the only one that I heard this before, that basically you guys more than happy to give suggestions and certain advices to people who actually buying quite expensive cactuses from you guys. Is that right?
Yeah,
So-
so we like to make sure our aftercare is just as important as when we sell the plant. So if anyone has any questions or any queries, they can message us and we'll always reply back within 24 hours.
Yeah, we aim for 24, don't we? And it's normally less.
And it can be from anything from my plants dying to I don't know how much to water it to is this the right soil, absolutely anything and we can help it.
Okay, that's amazing. How many different type of cactuses do you guys have? I know this is a tricky question.
Oh my god.
I would say
200-300?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What different genus?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about
yeah.
that. Yeah. Another interesting story over here. These Oreocereus. If you see, there's that cut there, then there's two cuts behind it. One's leaning on the other one. That should be straight, but it's fallen over. And then there's another cut here, and this one is actually pupping.
Yeah.
But all of those cuts that you've just seen are all from the same plant. So it was, when I cut it down, it was about 8 foot tall, and since I've just put it in some really gritty soil, and I'm hoping that it's going to root. But I try not to pull them out too much, because the more you pull them out, the more you disturb the roots that they're trying to establish. But we've broken off a few pups. So here is one massive Oreocereus. I think it's trolley eye.
Yes, that's
isn't it?
correct, yeah.
So a big pup on that one.
So cute.
Yeah, it is lovely.
It's a little.
It is lovely, but it's when they fall on you, you don't want to catch them.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing.
My next question is, what are you guys doing with your greenhouses in winter time? Because lots of people in Arizona, in Mexico, and in places, in countries where there's no winter, they can handle it quite well.
Yeah.
But here in the UK, we have quite a small winter, isn't it?
It's very cold.
So how you guys handling it? How you guys care about your cactuses?
So we bubble wrap all our greenhouses. These two greenhouses are collection greenhouses. They have heaters, and the heaters will kick on once it gets to a certain temperature. So we try and keep all the plants above 5 degrees.
Yeah.
The bubble wrap obviously helps with that as well.
These are the heaters.
These are the heaters, yeah.
Okay, so
Inspired by these ones.
It's a 3 kilowatt, so it's quite powerful. Before anybody rigs any greenhouse heaters up, please check the kilowattage and how much resistance your plugs have, because you can quite easily overload the plug that it goes to,
Yes.
and it causes fires. It can be quite prolific, but fortunately with these ones, you can change it between 3 kilowatt and 1.5.
yeah.
So I've got one in this greenhouse and one in the one next door,
Okay.
and I put them both down to 1.5.
Okay.
So it's not quite as powerful as the 3 kilowatt, but it means that we don't cause a fire inside.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is that, are you talking about from experience? So?
No,
Luckily not.
I'm just like,
Fortunately not.
it's causing fire, guys. It's causing fire. Like, tell me about it.
Well, if you've got a decent fuse box, it should trip the fuse before it causes a fire.
Okay.
But it's just not worth risking it.
I have a personal question. Can we talk about numbers here? Because obviously the viewers, the listeners, they want to know like exactly like, okay, so what are we talking about? Then, okay, is it even worth the money? So is it a lot? Is it expensive?
So it is quite expensive. I think it's between, in the winter, probably about £20 to £30 a month.
Yeah, because in the winter we'll have to run it every day.
Yeah.
Because it gets so cold
Because
here.
in the UK it does get sometimes we have hot winters, sometimes or hotter.
Yeah.
But like Alanna said earlier, we try and keep them above 5 degrees.
5 degrees.
So maintaining that temperature. But these are all thermostat controlled, so it only kicks in when it goes below 5. So it's not on all the time. It's not this isn't like inside your house where you'd have it on constantly. We only have it on when it's necessary.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're mentioning 5 degrees for a cacti. Lots of people when they go into a shop or even when we're just thinking about cactuses, we wouldn't think about that they need 5 degrees, or we would think that, or I would think that, okay, that's too low.
Yeah.
Is it okay to give them 5 degrees only?
So we keep our plants dormant in the winter.
Okay.
So because they're dormant, they're not growing, and they can be kept at 5 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So the dormancy period for us is key. However, if your plants are inside on a windowsill,
They won't need a dormancy period.
no, well, you might not even be able to give them one
Yeah.
because of the central heating.
Central
You're trying to keep
heating.
yourself warm.
Exactly. And it's very important. Don't keep your cactuses or plants above the radiator. Don't, because it's basically you drying, like you giving heat to the roots. So it's straight away it's just gonna be like a goodbye.
Yeah.
With your soil, what would you say? Like with the soil that you buying it with from the plant shop, like you changing it straight away to yours. How many times people needs to change it? Do they need to change it, or do they need to fertilize it?
A lot of these plants have been in their soil since I've got them. So I've taken them out of the nursery soil that it comes in, and then I put it in my own mix. But I leave it in as long as possible, and we don't fertilise.
No.
But also it helps because it means that the plants don't grow quickly, because I haven't got any more room for plants to grow fast and get bigger anyway.
I understand. You're trying to control
Slow
your
them,
babies.
slow them,
Just chill out.
yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
And as we all know, fertilization is basically we can say it's kind of money making. So usually people fertilizing to make the cacti bigger. It's like a steroids for cactuses. So make it bigger, or make more fruits or flowering or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we can
try
say
and
that.
plump the size up. So because obviously a bigger plant's going to sell better than a smaller plant, and if it looks fatter, then it's going to sell better than something that's shriveled and skinny.
Hey guys, I'm back to London now. So the whole interview took like an hour, and I was thinking about to split it in 3 ways, so I'm not gonna burn your brains out. I hope you guys liked the video, so don't forget to subscribe and press the notification button. Next week we're going to talk about, we're moving towards into another greenhouse from Curious Cacti, and we're gonna talk about some premium cactuses, and we're going to explore Ariocarpuses and Lovophoras. So if you guys love Ariocarpuses and Lovophoras, please don't forget to come back next week and have a look at the video. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification button, and you know the drill. In the description you guys can find a Curious Cacti link, and where you guys can purchase some soil from Curious Cacti, not just for cactuses but for your succulents as well. Plus the Big Cactus Rescue. I'm putting the link just down below. So please guys, enjoy and see you next week. Love you.